My name is Jonathan Rivlin, and I am the Legacy Architect. I first met Matthew Pollard when I was at an accounting conference in the Philippines. Matthew just stood out above all of the presentations over that conference. I can't say that enough. And he had some good competition that day. There were some really high profile speakers, and they all gave good presentations themselves. But just Matthew was the most helpful, the most useful, and the most approachable. And I'm so glad I went to that conference, and I'm so glad we met. One of Matthew's primary exercises at these conferences is to build a story, and I I was I volunteered to go up on stage, and we used my story as the example for the group. And what was amazing to me was that after 2 or 3 minutes of telling my story about my clients, Matthew was able to tease out details that were correct that I had forgotten to mention. He was able to tell the story better than I could, and I was just really impressed with his skill, his competence. Um, and then afterwards, some of the other accountants were like, "Thanks for going up there. We were too shy." One of the things that I took away from that conference was like every champion needs a coach. Well, that never occurred to me before. Like, all my 2 decades as a CPA were trained that you don't need help. You're the one that people go to for help. And we were like the cobbler's son with no shoes. In the accounting industry, sales is kind of a dirty word. We're taught not to do it. In a sense, we're taught to just take care of the client and sort of, I don't know, leave it up to chance or hope that the client will take care of us. And that's not really how you grow a business. And it's not really professional. What I've learned in working with Matthew is that sales is part of business. It's an important part of business. And if it's done properly and ethically, it actually makes everything better. And what I've learned is that sales is leadership. Telling stories is useful for us as accountants because it takes the pressure to sell off of our shoulders. We're not selling, we're using stories to teach. His techniques are absolutely critical to that part of working on the business that is so missing at accounting firms, even large ones. As accountants, we're trained very much to work in our business. We love doing the work. We love helping our clients. We love to answer questions. But we're not as well trained on how to work on our business or how to even see our business as a business. And with Matthew, seeing him at his keynote address at that conference I went to, it really was that aha moment of saying, hey, wait, like, I know I've read books and I intellectually knew it, but until I saw Matthew speak and I heard the stories that he gave as his examples, it just crystallized in my head that this is a business and I need to treat it that way. And that sort of set the stage for everything that came later. And I look back to that as a turning point in my own development as a professional, as if to say, being a CPA and having continuing professional education and all the licensure that goes along with that, that's only part of it. You need to be able to run a business well to be a complete professional, and that's what Matthew was able to help me see. And so I'm so glad I went to that conference and got to meet him and see him and take that in that day. It was like a turning point in the development of our firm.